Hi, today we would like to introduce the human-robot interfacing, which is referred to HRI, and we know that the robots has been invented to help human on certain work, and we know that the robot has bring a lot of advantage to human, such as they can do more precise work than human, and they are fast. Because of the fuzzy logic application in the robot is now more intelligent. And because of the vision system, which allow the user can observe the situation when the robot is doing their job. Okay, according to our report from the paper collaborative manufacturing with physical human robot interaction, they have introduced the homokinetic joint assembly, which will reduce the human workload and minimize the risk of injury. The homokinetic joint is like a human joint, so it is more can move in more degree of freedom. Next, for next is the from the paper of point and command paradigms for interaction with assistive robot. Okay, in this paper, they have introduced the multimodal interface to help the human to interact with the assistive humanoid robot, and it is controlled by human gesture, command, and dialogue of speech. And the fuzzy logic application in this robot is allow the robot to have decision-based system, so the robot can uh, think and react with the human gesture, command, and dialogue of speech, but given by the human. Next is from the paper of interactive multi-objective path planning through a palette-based user interface. This is in this paper is basically to talk about the GUI. The GUI is used to interact between the user with the robot for the path planning to the robot, and is also allow the user to test uh, when to test the path before to apply in the robot for the path it works. And GUI can also like represent multiple objective, so like we can set a lot of function in the GUI. The user only need to like press the button so it can work, the robot can work itself. Next, we will is the from the paper of robots working with humans or humans working with the robots. In this paper, is basically talk about the social dimension in new HRI. Uh, okay, next, we would like to talk about the design of our system. This is basically our design, and this is a human kinematic joint, and this is a camera for the robot and the transmitter and the receiver, and the LCD display to allow the user to observe the situation, the robot, what is the robot doing now, and the human can control the robot to, how to say that, to control the robot, in also control the another robot in the field to perform some tasks. Okay, next is our list of bill of material. uh First of all, we must have the cameras and the homokinetic joint and transmitter and the receiver for the robot uh to connect, and microcontroller and microprocessor and the sound sensor, LCD display, and the battery. For this design, Our estimate cost is around 2,700 ringgit Malaysia. And next, we would like to talk about the technical principle in our design. First of all, we have to use the camera to act as the eyes to allow the user to observe the surrounding environment of the location of the robot. So through the cameras, humans are able to record down everything the robot is doing. What is the robot doing? And for the homokinematic joint, which allow the robot who has moved in more degree of freedom and also allow the robot to act like a human, which help the user more comfortable when the user is using it. Next, we like to talk about the GUI. GUI is used to interact the user with the robot to let the robot knows what to perform when the user control from the controller. And next, for our next technical principle for our design is the sound sensor. Uh, for the sound sensor, right, is allowed to the robot to communicate with the user, so it can understand the dialogue of speech from the user. Next, we would like to discuss about the sustainability. For example, we have the battery issue from the robot, and we would like to improve it by using the maybe the sun power, so we can exchange the sun power plate with the battery, so it it can sustain more longer. And for example, like because the robot are doing their task and sometimes it will damage the arms, so we can duplicate some similar arms, so the robot, when the arms is no longer able to use, so the robot will replace the arm immediately from the storage. Okay, uh, and last, for the comment of our design is, this design is basically is idea, and we and through the technology nowadays, I believe that is what is can be created, is can be created, and is work in our, it will be workable in our situation, in our environment. Okay, thank you.